I was sitting on that frozen park bench in Denver, watching my little girl press her face to the window of our Tesla, her breath fogging the glass like she was trying to disappear into it. That's what it felt like most days. Like Chloe was slipping through my fingers one silent moment at a time. 8 months. That's how long it had been since I heard her voice. Not a word, not a whisper. Just wide blue eyes, always searching, always scared. The day her mom died in that car crash. Something inside her broke. And no matter how many doctors I paid, how many specialists I flew in, no one could put the pieces back together. I had $3 billion and not a damn clue how to fix what mattered most. That morning, I skipped a board meeting to take her out. Just the two of us. I told myself it was for her some unstructured, organic environment, like the therapist suggested. But truth is, I was desperate. I would have tried voodoo in the park if someone promised me it'd make her speak again. We pulled into Maple Ridge Park. It wasn't anything fancy, just an old neighborhood spot with worn-down swings and snow-covered grass. But Chloe's eyes lit up. That alone made it worth it. She didn't say anything, of course, just clutched her little teddy bear and pointed toward the playground. I helped her out of the car, and we made our way toward the bench closest to the sandbox. She sat beside me like a porcelain doll, quiet, perfect, and so heartbreakingly still. And then they arrived. A woman in a red coat hair, wrapped up in a scarf, holding the hand of a boy about 5. She had the kind of smile that warmed the air despite the cold. You could tell she didn't have much, but everything she had, she poured into that kid. The little boy, Malik, ran straight to the sandbox, already talking to himself, building imaginary castles. And out of nowhere, he shouted, "Hey, you want to help me make a princess castle?" He was talking to Chloe. She looked up at me. I nodded. She didn't say a word, but for the first time in months, she moved. Got up, walked over, knelt beside him, and started packing snow into a mold. My heart stopped. I swear I was too scared to even breathe. Then the woman Destiny sat beside me. Not too close, not too far, just enough for her warmth to reach me. "She's beautiful," she said, watching Chloe. "She and my boy are hitting it off." I nodded. She hasn't spoken in 8 months. Destiny didn't flinch, didn't pity me, just looked at Chloe like she saw her, not the silence, not the trauma. Her. My grandma used to tell me, Destiny said some songs don't disappear, they just hide when we're scared. She turned toward the kids. "Want to hear a story?" she asked. Chloe froze, then nodded. And that's when it happened. Destiny started talking about a little yellow bird who lost her song, about how she searched high and low to find it again. She tried to mimic others, climbed mountains, cried into the wind. Nothing worked. Until one day, a kind parrot sat beside her. Didn't ask her to sing, just talked, just shared. And slowly the bird remembered. Not how to sing like before, but how to sing like herself. And Chloe, my silent little girl, looked up at Destiny and whispered, "Bird." I didn't move, didn't blink. That word hung in the air like a miracle. Destiny smiled, tears in her eyes. "Yes, baby, the little yellow bird." Then Chloe turned to me. "Daddy." I broke. Right there on that park bench, I cried like a child. Destiny didn't say anything. She just let me hold my daughter while the world spun itself back together. I bought hot chocolate for all of us. Destiny insisted on paying, but I beat her to it. Chloe giggled over marshmallows with Malik like she hadn't just been mute for nearly a year. I knew something rare had happened. and then I ruined it. A few days later, I invited Destiny and Malik to our house, wanted to show appreciation, maybe learn more about how she did it. And that's when my mother showed up. Eleanor Wells. Old money, old rules. She took one look at Destiny and saw everything she feared. Black working-class single mom from the wrong neighborhood. Lunch was a war zone disguised as etiquette. Questions loaded with judgment. Backhanded compliments. Destiny held her ground, dignified, graceful, and then left. Without a scene. Without a sound. Chloe cried for her that night. And the next day she stopped talking again. It took me 5 days to stop being a coward. 5 days of watching my daughter's light dim again, of reading over legal papers my mother served me threatening custody if I continued exposing Chloe to inappropriate influences. 5 days before I realized I wasn't afraid of Destiny. I was afraid of choosing her over my family's expectations. I called Destiny, told her the truth. I needed her, not as a therapist, not even just for Chloe, but for me, for us, because she reminded me what love looks like when it's brave. She met me at the same park bench. I said, Destiny, I want to build something with you. Not a castle, a life. She smiled, tears streaming. I was waiting for you to stop hiding behind the money and start speaking from your heart. And we did. We built something. 3 months later, Chloe stood on stage at a community festival, yellow dress, index cards in hand. Voice strong. She said, once I lost my voice, but then I met someone who saw me. Not the silence, me. And because she told me a story, I found my words again. She looked over at Destiny, then at Malik, then at me. Families don't always look the same, she said, but they always feel like love. The crowd cried. I cried. Even my mother cried. Sometimes healing doesn't come from Harvard-trained therapists or six-figure treatments. Sometimes it comes from a story, told by someone who sees your pain and says, me too. So now I ask you, who gets to decide what healing looks like? Is it a diploma, a bloodline, or a woman in a red coat telling a story in the snow? Drop your thoughts below. Tell me, have you ever been healed by someone unexpected? Have you ever judged someone by their address, only to realize they held the key to something you couldn't fix on your own? Because sometimes the richest hearts don't come from boardrooms. They come from broken places that dared to love again. And if that's not power, I don't know what is.